20, 25 years ago, when we started that original channel, when was that? 91. Okay, so a long time ago. No internet, right? I mean, unless you're the military or unless you count the BBS. Remember the BBS? Only the, if you remember the BBS, if you remember the BBS, then you must have been one of the geeks like me.
I remember people talking about it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that nice way to get around that, Abe. Nice way out of that. So you would hook up the modem to a telephone, and you would dial in a telephone number, a local telephone number. In King of Prussia, it will be, say, 265 something something, a local telephone number you would dial. Your modem would dial, your computer would dial it, your Commodore 64, or if you were me, I had an Apple 2GS. And you would hook it up to this like 2400 baud modem. And you, and of course, and only one person could be on it at a time. So you would try for an hour to get online, and you would keep getting a busy signal because other people were on it. And then finally, you would hear it ringing, and you would get in. So why am I bringing this up? I don't know. The point is, there was internet back then, I guess if you could call it that, but not like we have today, right? So we have this TV channel back in the 90s, and we wanted to be able to give snow closing information and all that, but for the schools. When the schools would close, you would listen to the radio or put on the cable channel or whatever, but there was no really good way of getting the information because the school channel was often very late if they did it at all, because someone would have to actually go into the school building, and if the blizzard was so bad, nobody could get to the building to put the message on the TV. And if you wanted to listen to the radio, I guess by that time KYW was what really had a monopoly on that whole thing. And unlike in most other cities in America, the Philadelphia area has this goofy number system. You remember this? That every school district has a code number. So here, Upper Merion was always 307. And going way back, even when I was a student, you would listen to these numbers, and of course you're waiting. Say you're in high school and you're waiting to find out if you have to get dressed and go in, or in my case, find out if you have another day to do the homework that was due in that morning. Because I would wait. Sometimes I'd wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do the homework that was due that day. So I would listen to these numbers, hoping that the school would be canceled. Then I'd have another day to do the assignment. That's what a procrastinator does. So you're listening, it's 307, like in Montgomery County, 302, 303, 304, 305, 306, 308, 309. Whoa, it's as though the number 307 never even existed. And every now and then you would hear that number, 307, you think, well, it must be a mistake. Because school would never be canceled. Never be canceled in Upper Merion. It would take a massive blizzard. So later, when we started this cable channel, we didn't have the wherewithal in the beginning to go live. We couldn't broadcast live. We actually had to pre-record. The earliest stuff on that channel was all taped out. And then we would actually, what's called bicycling. Abe, you ever heard of that? Bicycling the tapes? We would drive up to the head end up at the Valley View and actually bring the tape up and put the tape on the air. So there was no way that I could get the snow closing information. So I established, because I was very smart, past tense, was very smart. I came up with this whole promotion, and it was called Call In Sick. That's right. Call In Sick. SIC, the Storm Information Center. And by doing this, we couldn't broadcast live. The school couldn't get its channel on because it was snowing. And people don't want to sit for 40 minutes listening, 301, 302, 303. So all you would need to do, George would get I would get the information. I would have a designated phone number, similar to the one we used until recently. And people would simply, you just wake up, is school open or is it closed? Call the number, I answer the phone, school's closed, school's open, 2 hours late, whatever. Well, what a great thing, what a great public service. Now I sold the heck out of it. We had advertisers, so a little bit of selfishness in it. But this was really groundbreaking, if I say so myself, for the time. Now, fast forward, how many years later? We've got Facebook, Twitter, internet, email, all these different phone chains, all these things we have. Do you know, the school district has the parents, and I know because I'm one of them, we parents are on this, I don't know what you call it, email list. And I get all kinds of email from the school. The Candlebrook PTC is having a bake sale. The athletic department is looking for a new junior varsity swimming coach. The school lunch menu for tomorrow has been amended. The tater tots will not be offered. Instead, it's going to be twice as many peas. You'll eat it and you'll like it. You know, things like that. I'm getting every bit of minutia coming in on the email as plain text. Fine. They no longer, are you ready for this, Abe? We had the school was closed for this big storm. So I get the email in the morning, okay? Up the subject line, information on if the school's going to be closed. An important message from Dr. Tolino, right? So I open the email. Now, wouldn't you think, Abe, school's going to be closed today, right? So, good morning. Due to the inclement weather, school will be closed today. How hard would that be to do, right? But living in the Rube Goldberg device society we now live in, here's what I got. I get the email. Now I'm trying to decide, do I have to get my daughter ready for school? And I see the email. An important message from the Upper Marion Area School District regarding the snow. Open it up. Here is an important, this is the body now. Here is the important message. And then there's a menu to download the message, play the message with Windows Media Player, play the message with QuickTime on, what the hell is this? I just want, is it open or is it closed? So I click on the thing. Now, all my computers are all antiquated. So it seized up my computer. I get that little Microsoft hourglass thingy that just kind of spins, that you know you're in hell once that starts. Finally, so I go to another computer. And I finally download the message, this 8.2 megabyte message or whatever. Good morning, this is Dr. Tolino, and I just want to let you know, school's closed today. Thank you and have a nice day. End of message. I've got nothing else to say. That's it. You know what? When's the next school board election? I guess 2 years? 2 years from the one we covered? Okay. So I think I could win a seat on that board just by telling this story over and over and over and over again. Mark my words, it'll happen. I'll be your next at-large school board director. We're going to take that tape and just play it over and over and over again. And I'm going to send it in an email in a message that Dr. Tolino will have to open. All right, I'm done. Now, those are still running longer than I ultimately want them.
It was 8 minutes.
Yeah, they're still running.